That's cute. Are those?
All right,
we
we are live.
I'm ready.
Okay, I'd like to call the caucus meeting to order. Yeah. Looking for a motion to dispense with the reading of the minutes of the first regular meeting dated Wednesday, March 13th, 2024, except and prepared by the clerk. There's 3 pieces of communication. Questions or comments on our communications? Mayor's report, Mayor Miller.
Yep. All right, not too long of a mayor's report. Wastewater treatment plant. We have applications available in my office for a utility assistant maintenance position at the plant. Applicants must pass a civil service exam that will be held at Moffey Park on Wednesday, April 10th at 6 p.m. They must have a high school diploma or GED, and they are due back to City Hall by April 5th at 3:30. The Struthers Police Department is also hiring. We have applications available in my office for full-time and part-time officers. Applicants must pass a civil service exam that will be held at Moffey Park on Wednesday, April 10th at 6 p.m. and also the physical fitness exam on Saturday, April 20th at 10 a.m. at the Struthers Stadium. Applicants must also have a high school diploma or GED. Applications are due back to City Hall by April 5th at 3:30. The City Easter Egg Hunt. We will be hosting our annual Easter Egg Hunt on Saturday, March 30th, beginning at 10 a.m. at Laddie J. Fedor Field at the Steve Belichick Complex. The location may change to the field house depending on the weather. Thank you to Bill Minchin for providing eggs and candy for this event. The City Christmas Tree. We would like to thank Charles Sawtell, a Struthers resident who is a certified arborist, who organized the whole project and will continue to make sure the tree grows and flourishes for the city. Bob and Linda Burnside donated the perfectly trimmed tree from their house. While Shenley will miss the tree, the whole city can now enjoy its beauty, especially during the holiday season. Financial donations were made by Stephen Eggleston, Mike Patrick, Jerry and Casey Morell and family, Bill and Norma Minchin, Aqua, and most recently the Struthers Rotary. We thank you all for your continued support. Hamilton Lake Memorial. The City of Struthers, in cooperation with Aqua, has temporarily closed the Hamilton Lake Memorial to the public until further notice due to tree maintenance. And Sayla Restaurant. We've been informed about a rumor that has been circulating that Sayla is closing. We want to assure everyone that this is not true. They have no plans on closing and will remain open and continue to flourish as a cornerstone in downtown Struthers. We also had a text message go out today. Wetmore will be closed tomorrow for some tree removal in preparation of the bridge.
Yeah.
Okay. Questions or comments for our mayor?
I have one question. This way I won't ask you on the floor. Up at Moffey Park, there was a woman, I don't know if you know this or not, that got jumped by 3 kids. Is there a report or anything on that?
There is a report, and both of our detectives are working on it. I spoke with the victim, and I spoke with her family as well.
Okay, good,
They're on top of it.
good. Thank you.
Any other questions for our mayor?
So,
Okay, Dallas,
I have a question.
Need me to convene?
hold on, somebody has a question.
To follow with him, so now that happened at Moffey Park, and I know you're putting the splash pad, so how are your feelings about that with the splash pad going in? I'm just concerned, you're gonna be bringing in more children into the area and more, so how are we gonna control some of that?
There's going to be strict regulations. It's all going to be posted there, but our officers, they do visit the park quite often. They drive through there frequently, but that'll obviously be more heavily watched. And the splash pad, it will only be on during certain hours of the day. So once it's off, it's off. So we're gonna see how it goes, and then some of those things we're gonna have to adapt as we go and see how.
If you need to change a game plan and get an officer there or someone for certain hours, I guess once it opens, you'll kind of dictate that.
Yeah, because it is gonna attract a lot.
Yeah.
So,
And that's normal, because at the park, that's
Was this during the
unfortunate,
day?
but stuff like that is going, it
Yes.
wasn't
The
like
incident
that.
was during the day?
Yeah,
So
Yeah.
the incident, I reviewed the incident on camera. It's not nearly as dramatic as Facebook makes it. Okay? It is an incident that occurred and it is being investigated by our police department. But it's not like they were targeted and jumped and beat up. There was a lot to the incident. And it's not as bad as Facebook makes it out to be.
Was it random? That so far as you can see
There are
though?
other things happened ahead of time that caused it.
There was
Okay.
a small
Okay.
situation, but yeah, I think she has a broken hand and things like that, so.
I guess what I'm asking is,
Huh?
Facebook doesn't know This isn't this was somewhat of a provoked
Isolated.
incident.
Yes.
This wasn't just a random,
No.
Exactly.
somebody got mauled walking out of their car with,
Other things occurred before it happened.
okay.
Any other questions for our mayor? Okay, Dallas, you can reconvene your committee so you can add the 3 pieces.
Yep, I'd like to call this finance and legislation meeting to order. Mr. Burnside. Here. Mr. Ballack. Here. Mr. Bigley is here. First one is from the auditor and the mayor. It is an ordinance for the appropriation for current expenses and other expenditures for the city of Struthers, state of Ohio, covering the fiscal year of 2024, ending December 31st, 2024, and repealing ordinance number 23-045 and any ordinance inconsistent herewith and declaring an emergency.
Motion to bring it out.
Second?
Second that.
Next one, from the auditor and from the treasurer, and this is an ordinance authorizing the auditor and treasurer to deposit into the general fund the sum of $12,377.91 from the Unclaimed Monies Fund 840 for unclaimed monies older than 5 years, as per the Ohio Auditor of State Management Advisory Service Bulletin number 91-11 and declaring an emergency.
Motion to bring it out.
Second?
Second that.
Okay, and last one is also from the auditor and treasurer, an ordinance authorizing the auditor to amend the general fund book balance by a reduction of $53,013.25 retroactive to January 1st, 2024, and declaring an emergency.
Motion to bring it
Talk
out.
about it?
Do,
Mm.
I don't really think we need to, correct? Everybody good?
Good.
Okay, motion to bring it out?
Motion to bring it out.
We brought out the,
second that.
I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
Money fund. No, did we last time bring out the checks?
Yes, yes.
The uncashed checks, that one got brought out?
Yes, that
Okay.
one got brought out last week.
Thank you.
Okay,
There was a motion, but there wasn't a second.
I'm sorry, second?
Second.
Thanks, Mike. I'd like to call adjournment.
Motion to adjourn.
Second,
I'll second that.
finance and legislation adjourned.
Okay, report of standing committees.
Finance and legislation committee to be held April 3rd at 6 o'clock.
Any other committees? Okay, we'll go down into legislation. There is 6 pieces. Number 1's a 3rd reading, and then number 2 will be a 1st reading. Questions, comments on our legislation? Unfinished business.
I got something, Mike. We received a request via text message last week from the law director, asking basically that his secretary be brought up to either the mayor's secretary or the deputy auditor. We didn't really make a distinction on it. This is something that we could do retroactive. I just figured we should discuss it, or at least what is everybody's opinion on it. The mayor's secretary, or I'm sorry, the assistant mayor. The assistant mayor is $600 more than the other secretary. Chrissy's deputy auditor is $1,600 more. So I thought, I mean, in my opinion, John said that he made a case for it, that there was more work laid upon them. I don't have an issue bringing her up. I don't know how anybody else feels.
I don't have an issue bringing her up. I'd like to bring her up to $1,000.
Well,
That's my opinion.
$600 is the assistant mayor's, makes more, $1,600.
This way she'd be in between both of them too.
But if I
Because
could-
there is a lot of work that she's been doing in there.
I'm
I
not
mean,
disputing that, but when you're comparing the jobs, my assistant is handling 3 different people in the office. I don't think there's a comparison there.
John, what's your thought?
I think she should be making at least the same amount as Taylor's making. Taylor, I do. I think it's not necessarily the number of people, the volume of the work, and I think the work is certainly there and being performed.
Okay. We'll just go around the table. If she's brought up to Taylor, that's $600 more.
When was the last time we gave anything to the, your secretary?
Well, they all got 5% this year.
Everything was 5%?
Mm-hmm.
And everybody got brought up to the same amount of
Everybody,
money.
they're not the same amount of money, but everybody got brought up the same.
Where's she at
percentage.
right now? What, 32, 35 right now?
I really couldn't tell you, I don't.
It's on the paper.
That's, so this would be Megan.
Mm-hmm.
That's Taylor.
I'm sorry, I did get that
Side,
text,
sorry.
but I didn't.
And this is law director. And then Cindy in the police. Find her. Clerical right here, Cindy. So all the clerical range from between 41,977 to 30, coming down, the lowest is 37,651.45. And the lowest would be Cindy and Crystal. So Megan's at the top, Michelle, Taylor, and then the two secretaries make the same. And I can't think of any other clerical to compare.
In my opinion, I mean, John made a case for it that seemed like it was a good case. I don't have a problem bringing her up to 600.
Me either now.
How long has Crystal been with you?
Since Cat got elected.
The other thing is this, I don't, none of us sitting at this table, this is our primary job, right? I mean, we're here because we love the city, we like doing this. Other people here depend on that, that's their livelihood.
Mm-hmm.
So $600 it's a very nominal amount. I don't have an issue bringing her up. If it's really something we can't afford or we can't find, just take it out of mine. Take it out of my salary. I really don't, it's more important to them than it obviously is to me. So I'd like to go around the table. I mean, if you think.
I think 600 would be fair.
Fair.
600.
Yeah, I agree. It's like, I suppose, when it comes right down to it, you can argue one person's job is more difficult than another person's job, all the time. And this kind of thing is probably isn't gonna end tonight.
Sure.
But, going up to $600, I'm fine with that.
So, I was just gonna say, the only thing would be, we do need to pass the budget tonight,
Sure.
and you've already brought it out.
We agree. So we could just retroactive this,
Yes.
correct? Yes.
So if that's what you decide to do, when you pass it, so let's backtrack. We're gonna pass this budget, and that's gonna give us the financial legislation to pay these, but we still have to prepare and pass the salary ordinance.
ordinances, so we do
So
that.
whatever you do in those at that time and you vote on and goes through, and that will be what they actually get, and then we can amend this then. But we have to pass this by the 30th.
Yes.
And it'll be retroactive. So.
That's what I was saying. The only thing that
Yeah, who is Cindy
we
for?
bring Cindy up to that too then?
Yeah,
Well,
That's,
I
she's
guess
the only one that's not.
I don't have an issue with that either. The argument that John brought forward was that more work has been laid at Crystal Shore. And that is from the sewage collections. John, there were some other things, correct, the schools.
School things.
So that is why I understood when they kind of.
I wasn't sure about the school things, because I didn't know if the city and the school had anything to do with each other, because in the past we didn't.
Yeah, this was a relatively recent thing that came about. We had met with principals from the schools. And again, they just asked for assistance in trying to get their truancy under control a little bit. So, I don't care. I'm willing to help. So, if
But see, I just found a thing where that we were raising hers because she was taking on that part of the job, which I don't think is part of the city's administration to take care of, because I think that's the school administration to take care of that. I don't even know if we pay for the resource officer anymore.
We don't, but that's something the prosecutor's office has always handled that.
See, I
don't think
didn't know
that
that, because I knew in the past, we had that big deal with the officer at the schools. They wanted us to pay for it, and they didn't want to have to pay for it, so I didn't know where we stood with that. That's the only reason I brought that up.
But I feel like that is
It's
part
something
of our
that we've done for-
responsibility.
in the past.
Yeah.
We have, this first I've heard it.
No, it's
When
not.
I was
It was a very long time ago, I think.
No,
It was in
it's
the
been
resource
done
office?
a long time ago.
Huh?
When I was in-
I just felt that it was the school administration that should be doing it. The
Oh, okay,
board
okay.
should be taking care of that problem in the school system.
When I was on the school board, we had that done down through here.
No, I
Yeah.
didn't know that.
Well, that was the case that John made sense to me. We put more work on her plate.
Oh, yeah, I
don't
have no
have an
problem with
issue
that.
with. I do have an issue with one thing. I hate it when people compare, and they do this at my job too. The people who work for me, when you compare what you make and you say, "Well, I'm not making enough because so and so makes more than me, and I do this much." Like, do you have a good job? Do you like being here? Do you make enough money? Don't compare yourself to every other person and what they're making. It just doesn't make sense to me. You know what I mean?
I understand that that's going to happen for everybody.
I understand. But
We got rid of, even in my office, we got rid of a person
I agree.
and put all the responsibilities on the assistant. She took on not just that.
And we addressed that problem when that happened. So, I mean, and there's occasions where you do that, but when you take a job, you know what you're getting into.
Correct.
I think we've treated everybody fair as far as raises go and this and that.
As far as we could. I mean, let's give you $100. That's not
If-
cards.
And we took the request to heart as well, and that's what we're doing with John.
Correct.
So I think we do okay.
I would say the same thing.
Yeah.
I mean, we're certainly not trying to slight anyone.
No,
I mean,
not at all.
If they were to come up and ask for a raise, we're gonna say.
and make a case for it the same way that her job has expanded,
Right.
we would say the exact same thing. I agree.
But as for now,
I would.
there's no case for him.
Correct. We listen to everybody equally. We did the same thing when you merged those positions. We listened the same way and said, we can justify this. You're merging these positions. We understand. You made a case for your employee. Chrissy, you've done the same thing for your deputy auditor, and we responded to that. You know what I mean?
And John has to.
John has, yeah, exactly. So, okay, if we're good with that. Let's pass this
Well,
out. It is.
you left off with Jim Megan.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
So we'll take care of it when the job salaries come out.
Megan and I, I'm sure will be on this in the next, probably start by the time you come back for the meeting.
Any other unfinished business? New business? Any hand moves, Ricky?
Just get these.
Report of our law director, do you have anything for council? Question for law director? Our auditor, Chris?
February's. I don't want to say it.
This is what matter.
Expense transaction ledger, revenue report, and cash financial position is available.
And we're getting audited.
And we are in the midst of an audit. We have a whole new crew. The person on site, her name's Denise. So if you come in, check your mailbox, and I'm sitting here. That's who it is. Megan has what is it called? Megan? I think given each of you
Work files, basically.
information. Yeah, just they want to know about your other job and all that kind of stuff. So if you guys can fill this out. And then at some point in your emails, you're going to get the fraud risk assessment as well. Just.
When is this form gonna be in, Mark? Chris?
I mean, it's not like a huge rush. We just started. She just came in Tuesday, so you have, a lot of.
And what's her name in the auditor's office?
You know what? Her name's Denise, and her last name.
Just her first name, that's good.
It's Denise.
Denise.
Yeah.
All right.
Any other questions for our safety. Motion to adjourn caucus.
Make a motion.